Hi everyone, welcome to the astrological love readings for the month of August. Just to let you know that the readings are going to be slightly different, only very slightly from now on, in that it will be a masculine and feminine on both sides for your astrological sign. Sun, moon or rising, or whatever you want to check in terms of your own chart. So what does that mean, the masculine and the feminine? So yes, masculine, very often masculine represented by the male, feminine represented by the female. I will be using those terms. Very often, yes, that is how it's kind of represented. It's not always that simple though. Sometimes you might be female and the masculine energy might be working through you. Sometimes you might be male and the feminine energy is working through you. Essentially, it's not really assigned to gender or sexuality. So always use your intuition, always, with everything. What resonates with you is for you, what doesn't isn't. But I would also invite you to explore things that you don't feel are true. Just explore them, see how maybe they could feel true to you. But always go with what feels right to you in your heart and your intuition. Also, we are all masculine and feminine. So watch the reading and be interested into how the two energies are interplaying within you. You can watch the reading and kind of see how your masculine and your feminine is just playing out with you, and how's that interplaying in your relationships or your relationship with yourself. Don't get too kind of complex with it, but it really is just broaden. Sometimes it's helpful to just broaden the way we're looking at things and get the messages that way. But essentially, yes, very often it will be just, masculine is represented by a male, feminine represented by a female, and you can just kind of go down that road, but it's not always that simple. All right then, on with the readings. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please share with people that you feel this would be helpful to. This is all about living love with one another and living in harmony. And do comment, and I appreciate your support. Lots and lots of love. And there will be a monthly general masculine and feminine reading and weekly general masculine and feminine readings available to buy on Vimeo. So that will be alongside these astrological masculine and feminine readings. Lots of love. On with the reading. Hi Libra, how's it going? I hope you had a really great July. It's good to see you again. And I'm looking forward to seeing what messages the cards have for Libra for August. So I've given them a good shuffle, a little bit more. Okay, so card on the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Cups, one of my favourites. This really is, the Nine of Cups, sorry. This is make a wish. Know what you want in life. Know what your dream is. Don't let go of it. Don't let go of who you really feel you are. Really don't let go of that dream, because if you don't have a dream, you can't have a dream come true. When that genie turns up, when that genie in a bottle turns up, we've got to know what we want, and we've got to be ready for it, and align yourself with your highest dream. Align yourself with your highest dream for this partnership, for this love, for you, because it's here for you. There is the opportunity this month for you to realise your dream. Don't miss it. So, For the feminine, we have the Hierophant, the Eight of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. For the masculine, we have the Three of Wands, the Five of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Knight of Swords. Oh, just move it down a bit here. Crowning, the energy the masculine brings, the energy the feminine brings, and the root we will turn over later. Bottom of the deck, as I said, Nine of Cups. Make sure you know what your dream is, because it's about to come true. Okay, so starting off with the feminine, who is represented here by the Hierophant. Whenever he comes up in a love reading, it's always marriage to me at the moment. So she knows what she wants. She wants structure. She wants commitment. She wants solidarity. She's very, very drawn to that. And but it does look as though the masculine is kind of looking off in the other direction, and not giving that much attention. But it's because he's waiting for something else. And I feel like it's unrelated to this. It's unrelated to the feminine. He's just looking for, he's waiting to hear some kind of response about something in his life. So don't take it personally. But also, it's quite a big energy here, this Hierophant, and it really feels like it is for the feminine to really explore on her own, to come to her own conclusion about what she wants from that. I mean, it's interesting this kind of dream come true card comes up. Don't forget that that's there, you know, we can have what we want, but we have to clarify it properly. So it's like, do you really want marriage, or what do you want? Do you really want commitment? Do you really want structure? It's about really exploring that idea and really owning it for ourselves. And it feels like that's what's going on for the feminine. Oh, sorry. And as I said, the masculine's got this waiting to hear about, I mean, it could be, I feel like it could be in any aspect of life. So, you know, and it will come in and it will be favourable. So don't worry about whatever that thing is. It's all good. I do feel though, as though the feminine though, she gets a bit, be careful not to overthink things, because these swords are representing all these thoughts and thinking, and it's really quite debilitating and can trap you. So be a bit careful with that. You really don't need to work it out. Just go with the flow. And don't think about, you know, think about this and ask yourself questions about this from the heart, not from the mind, because the mind always seeks more problems, you see. It doesn't rest at a solution. It likes to work things out. It likes to find knots to untie. So that's all it's going to do. So before you know it, you've tied yourself up in all these lots and lots and lots of knots. True clarity, I believe, can only really be found with the heart. It's a knowing in a different place. And it's a clarity in a different place. That isn't to say that the mind isn't incredibly powerful and useful, because it is. But it really comes into its own when it works in alignment with the heart. And we can use it to figure out a way for the heart to sing, that would be my optimum version of things for the mind. The masculine has this Five of Swords, and I really don't like this card, I have to be honest. It's never clear for me. It's always strange, the energy. It always feels like because it just feels like it cancels itself out, this card, because it feels like there's guilt, but then there's kind of no reason to feel guilty. So it's just like, it feels like we wish we could turn back time and change things. And so for me, it feels a bit pointless, but I suppose that's the message. I wish that I could go turn back time and change things. So that is really just the message for that card in that position for the masculine. And hopefully you can decipher that in which way you will. The third card for the feminine is the Six of Wands, and this is the victory card. This is, achieving your dream. And I do think it has to do with just letting go of all these thoughts that you're having that are in opposition to your dream. I do feel that quite strongly. Then it becomes apparent. Then the path becomes apparent. A big energy here on the masculine side is the High Priestess. She hooks up nicely with the Hierophant. They are husband and wife, but interestingly the masculine is on the feminine side and the feminine is on the masculine side, so that's a nice bit of balance. And it's intuition, and it's meeting him. This High Priestess is meeting the Hierophant. The masculine is meeting the feminine. So this really is, are you ready to live a partnership that is really about all your dreams coming true? Because that's what this signifies with this triangle, with this victory card here. And it is intuition, so there is a lot of intuition kicking in there for the masculine. When the High Priestess arrives, it really is that intuition has become the guiding force above all else. So I really do feel like he lets go of whatever this is about here and allows his heart to speak. And then there's this rush of energy towards the feminine with this Knight of Swords. And yes, it really is, it's this rush of energy and it's ideas as well, and thinking and thoughts in alignment with go, go, go. It just really feels like it's drawing this High Priestess and energy and this Hierophant, and there really is this very united thing happening here. And I do feel like it might even feel a little bit too much for you, Libra. It really is this message again, are you ready to kind of become everything that you've wanted to be in love? Because that's what it feels like this is. And the feminine in response, or, she has this Three of Pentacles, which has been coming up quite a bit, so it's quite a big energy in general at the moment, which is working together to build something and structure again. There's a lot of structure here for the feminine here, and she gets it, and this is about taking the action to build that structure. And the masculine is also doing that and also fueling that and wanting to fuel that. So that's really great. It feels like he's providing the fuel, and that they are working together to create this partnership, to create this structure around this partnership, this commitment, the commitment to love, making a commitment to love. Crowning is the Wheel of Fortune, so this is destined. In so many ways, there is nothing to do. This is all destined. All we really have to do is be with what is happening, to be present and aware, and not to resist anything, not to say, this shouldn't be happening. I'm going to put the brakes on here. I'm going to say no. Saying yes to everything. We say yes to everything with this Wheel of Fortune card. Our destiny plays out faster. Energy that the masculine brings in is the Eight of Wands. Great. Makes sense with this Knight of Swords here. It's a fast moving attraction. It's Cupid's arrow, it's movement, it's travel, it's direction, it's focus, it's love. It is Cupid's arrow. It's like, I know where I'm going. That's my target. Off I go. Very strong feeling of that energy from the masculine there. Energy the feminine brings in is the Five of Wands. So that's interesting. This is friction. It feels like fear to me. It feels a little bit like if sometimes we create a little bit of friction, a little bit of resistance, because we really are afraid to have our dream come true. So just be a little bit aware of that. That the feminine is maybe just creating a little bit of drama, even for herself, just to slow things down a bit. But it's not, it's just because there's a little bit of fear. Essentially the fear of all our dreams coming true. I mean, that is pretty scary a lot of the time. Who are we when we have everything that we want? When we don't have some goal to achieve, some future place to get to, where we really do have everything that we need and want right now. Sometimes that's a bit scary. Energy at the root, Ace of Swords. This is the truth. I love the way it does work with this Wheel of Fortune. This has already happened. This is destiny. This is true. This is clear. This is clarity. This is victory. 2 victory cards here, both of them. And it's like this Knight of Swords here has this sword of truth. He's coming in with the truth. He's found it. He knows. My message to the feminine would be go with it. And that any resistance really is being a little bit created here on this feminine side. There's a little bit here with this 5. Just these 2 5s here, a little bit resistant. Definitely becomes overcome here with the masculine energy. And it is up to the feminine to just be aware of that resistance, but we can use it. Don't be aware not to turn this into a conflicting energy, and rather use it as fuel for the fire of passion. That's really how I'm seeing that 5 at the moment. Yes. Outcome card. The 9 of Wands. He's been showing up a lot in these readings. So there's obviously a big message that he has for this month of August. And that 9 of Wands really is about stepping out of your comfort zone and feeling a little bit vulnerable. And the message that keeps coming through with this card is that that is a good thing. It's being alive. It's stepping out of our comfort zone into the unknown, where we find more of ourselves, we find more life, we find more love. And it never ends. We never get to a place, if we're really truly being alive, we never get to a place where we're not feeling this vulnerability of being here. Being alive is quite a vulnerable position, which we can forget. And I do believe we become aware of the vulnerability of life when we really start living it. But we don't allow the vulnerability of life to kind of consume us. We allow it to fuel us in terms of pushing through into new places and new things and new experiences. Because that's when it kind of happens. It's the new, it's the unknown. But it's a very valid, very important place for us to go into. And that can come up very often when we are faced with perfect partnerships, and this feels like a perfect partnership. How do we be? Who do we be when we have nothing to fight against? When we seem to just, when we really do have everything that we want? And it is that question, am I really worthy? The answer is yes. Okay, thank you very much for watching. That was very enjoyable. I hope you have an incredible August. If you're interested in the general monthly masculine feminine reading for August, that is up now. The link will be below. I do a weekly general masculine feminine reading, able for you to buy on Vimeo if you would like to see that. Do like, subscribe, share, comment, say hi, let me know how you feel. Remember to check out your moon and your rising, and do watch this again if you feel like it, because quite often there are other little messages and things that we can miss the first time round. Watch it later on in the month. Otherwise, have a great August, as I said, and I shall see you again very soon. Lots of love.